怕是吗？我们在外面都老是听人家叫。
So how's it going, man?
This was not expected.
What do you mean?
Sitting in a massage parlor. I'm good though, man.
That's good to hear. Tell me a little bit, if you can, about coming back to Wisconsin.
I think me being sick and like having nothing but time to sit in bed, like I had mono and pneumonia, and so I was just like, I had to leave, you know, so we broke up the band, and I was having a lot of just like personal, like, just hang-ups, and like, it wasn't anybody's fault, it was just like this thing, and so we played in a band together for like 10 years, and I left, and broke up with the band. I didn't know where else to go, so I asked my dad if I could go up to his lodge for a few months just to like clear my head. And that's what I did. It was probably November of that year, which is like 2 Novembers ago, I guess now. And I just like got there, and I just like sat there for like 2 weeks before I did anything. I literally just sat in the cabin and like drank whiskey, or I went out to get firewood. That's about it. And it was really astonishing, like how much quiet and how much solitude like cleared my head, and eventually I just started to like work on music and shit, like, but I was there for like 3 months.
What does the lodge look like?
It's set, like, it's up on 80 acres in Dunn County, and it's like my dad built it in '79, like timber frame. It's sort of set in front of this sort of like pond and all these pines and everything, and yeah, it's really, really small. There's like a little kitchen and a little like bunk room, and then like we didn't have running water actually until right before I moved up there. We had like no running water for like 20 some years, and but there was a toilet in this little like side water closet kind of thing, and then that's it basically.
Did you keep in touch with anyone while you were there?
The only person I really kept in touch with was my dad, because he would like call ahead to make sure like I was there or I wasn't dead or something. He would come up like every week, once a week maybe, or once every 10 days to like do something. He's got a little sawmill up there, and he just comes up and like fiddles around up there. And, but I kind of, I don't know if it was by choice or just by like sort of designation of the situation. Like I didn't really have anybody to be talking to at that point. The second song I worked on was like, it was really weird. It was like almost like a revelation, kind of like, not some weird divine like creepy new age thing. It was like, it was just it was like the quiet of it was the quiet of like the woods, and like just like not maybe like opening your mouth to say words for 2 or 3 days at a time, and like that inner kind of quiet that you only get from that sort of situation. The ideas for the songs would just start to like really come to me in like large chunks, you know. Believe what happened.
Was it emotionally exhausting?
No, I don't know. It's hard to remember like the daily, like what happened every day or anything, but like when I look back on it, like when I'm sort of like asked to look back at it, I sort of am like, oh man, like I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember feeling like, you know, week 12 or something, or week 10, I was just like, huh, wow, weird, like I'm still here, and like nothing, like I didn't feel better or anything, like nothing, like the catharsis hadn't like, somehow like the catharsis of doing the music wasn't like paying off yet, or like the settling of my mind and like my heart or whatever, like none of that had happened. I was still very just like, I was kind of like bored, and like it was very like, I don't know, I was stuck in this weird time warp or something like that, and but I knew something like special was happening. Like I knew like I needed to keep doing what I was doing, and I guess it wasn't until like after I left I realized like how important, just like personally for like my life and just like my shit, you know, like I got it together basically through doing that. And I remember that actually it was kind of really bizarre. I was playing the set by myself, and I had invited the drummer that's with me now to play this one song, who I barely knew at the time. But I remember playing one of the songs and like sweating, and I remember writing this in an email to my girlfriend who was in Europe at the time, like my sweat, like when the sweat ran down my face and like I tasted it or whatever, it tasted really different. Mm-hmm. And like I think that was the first moment actually when I realized like the catharsis or like what had happened, you know. Mm-hmm. Like it was just bizarre. It was like almost like my body was actually reacting to like finalizing this like stage or something.
What did it taste like?
I remember just tasting really like clean,
not salty.
Yeah, something bizarre. Like I mean, it was definitely just tasted like salt at the end of the day, but it was like, or sweat, but it was like, I don't know. It was like, it was different. I don't know. It was like milk or something. It was really. It sounds kind of gross actually, but for me, and I recognize that people like can go and listen to the record and there's a story attached to it and all that. But like for me, it was like, just as a person, it was really important time, and I'm still like figuring out why, you know. This song "Flume" from the record was like a song that I sort of started in North Carolina and put on like. It was a very different than anything I'd ever wrote, but it was like somehow like I felt more right about it than any sort of, you know, out of the hundreds of songs I've tinkered around with my whole life. Mm-hmm. It was like for the first time I was like, this is my song, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And in a lot of ways that was like that was the song telling me like I needed to get out of there, like I needed to leave and needed to work on this music. But at the same time I had a lot of other just stuff on my mind, just personal, like what the fuck is wrong with my life kind of thing.
Like, you know, there are people that have to wear socks while they're having sex. There are people that have to wear socks when they're getting massages.
I don't know.
I was wondering about that.
That's a hell of a thing to wonder about.